We are so busy in this life that we forget to have that me time.
Yeah.
And the me time is designed for you to talk to yourself, to figure yourself out. Do you know we tend to forget ourselves,
That's true.
right? Like in terms of when you look in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself anymore. You're like, okay, but Ernest, what have I become? I don't recognize you.
Sure.
Because of we don't give ourselves that time to sit down and just like get away from everything. No noise, no
For me,
no
like,
no people coming over, no
My place of
alcohol.
refuge.
It's been a while.
It's
Been a minute.
a very, very long while. Hey? We've been through the most.
I believe
Yeah.
for people that don't know, actually we actually mentioned it on one of our podcasts that
Yeah.
you had to deal with losing like your grandma.
My grandmother, yeah.
And then I remember when we were supposed to shoot another episode, and
Then I lost a friend.
like we were busy setting up, and then when you got the news,
Yeah.
it was 4 weeks back, right?
Sure, yeah.
I remember 4 weeks back we were busy setting up.
It's strange though, because it feels like just last week.
I would like to believe.
Yeah, it's
And also I think
so
the manner that the friend died
yeah.
touched you the
sure.
most. Let me get you guys up to speed. So we were busy setting up, I think 4 weeks back for our podcast. Whilst we're busy setting up, we're there at the venue, Paul us in. As you guys can see, we're still in Paul us in, just a different space. Shout out to Paul us in for improving and the whole lot.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So while we're busy setting up, and then you actually get a phone call
Yeah.
with an announcement that your friend throat has been slit.
Yeah.
They were suspecting suicide. Actually, it was speculated that it's suicide.
But it was a murder. He was murdered.
So and then you became emotional. I was like, no, we're not gonna shoot.
I couldn't do it.
You were supposed to shoot with Fabian by that day. And
Shout
then
out, Fabi.
yeah, shout out Fabian. And then like, no, we can't shoot. You're not in a good space. You had just last week buried your grandmother, so we're gonna rather chill, and then just drink the wine and then talk.
Wine? I don't drink wine.
What do you drink, Mosa?
Water.
Oh, by the way, she's Christian now.
And
Hey?
coke. Hey, chill, guys.
She's no longer the devil that I am.
The devil you've always been.
And Kana, what was the topic that you were supposed to
It was what today's topic is, grief. It was about grief,
the irony.
right?
Lost your grandmother. You decided, okay, let's talk about grief because of we all experience loss of a loved one in some time in our life, right? And it's not the easiest thing, the easiest thing to deal with.
That's true.
So we were like, okay, let's talk about that, and then maybe even you share your pain because it was still raw and it's still raw by you.
Yeah,
and then now you
sure.
have to go through that. You paused, so we decided, okay, today we're still gonna continue with the topic, how to deal
With grief.
with grief. My father's mother, right, which is my grandmother, she had cancer, and then I had to actually watch her deteriorate, right? Which I think that
I've
you also
experienced that
experienced
too,
that.
yeah, with my father's mother.
Yeah, because my mom had to take her in, then okay, we're gonna look after you because you're not in your best space or your best capacity or whatever, and then I had to watch her being like she was becoming a baby every day, every second, because of the cancer that was eating her up. Finally, after a while she gave in, and then we had to now lay her to rest. But now, do you know what was the most heartbreaking part of that whole story? The day of the funeral. Whilst we're busy preparing for the funeral, I remember it was around 3:00 because of we at home. So we're busy preparing ourselves at home. The funeral is at a house, right, which is like a distance. My mom gets a phone call around that time from my other grandma from her side.
Her side, yeah.
My mother's sister.
Oh, your mom's aunt.
Yeah, my mom's
Yeah.
aunt. Right, this family tree thing.
Sure.
She gets a phone call, and then now, when she gets the phone call, I think my dad picked up the phone.
Sure.
And then there's my grandmother, which is my mom's aunt, and it's just like she had just lost her son.
Oh my God. Wild.
Yeah, and that's wild because of, you see where we're sitting in Paula's, it's just a few meters away. She was stabbed. 39 holes.
That is so hectic.
Yeah. Came from a club, as per
Sure.
normal. He likes playing snooker. Pool, shooting pool. Americans, we call it snooker. Right? So he went to shoot pool. as
Hello,
per normal.
America.
He went to shoot pool snooker, and then from there on, went home, found the kings of the night. And they were like, "Nah, nigga, we're taking your life today." So he got murdered. He was stabbed 39 holes. So my mom had to deal now with that, and we were like close. Right? We're dealing with this grief.
And then another
then
one on top
this
of
one,
that.
yeah.
Oh, that is so hectic.
Yeah. So I know. I never cried on my grandmother's funeral. I didn't cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I felt something. I couldn't explain what I was
Sure.
feeling. Was it because I was still in a state of shock of what I had just heard a couple of hours back? So I'm trying to process this. I'm trying to process that.
Oh,
Now I'm in a state whereby I'm like, dude, why am I not crying? I went the whole week without crying. And then when we had to bury now my uncle now, right? First time in my life, I never went to look at my grandmother's coffin.
Sure.
I have something. I don't know. I never look at dead people. I was like, no, I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna go and then I'm gonna look at my uncle. And then as I'm standing there, facing the coffin, I'm like, but this guy is like, I can just like be like, hey, Kiki,
Right.
like, stand up, man.
What
What's
you
up with you,
doing?
nigga?
What you doing?
You understand?
Yeah.
The nigga's like, his eyes are closed, but they had to force it closed. I think they glued it or something because
Sure.
of the manner that he had died, and the guy had big eyes.
Sure.
So you can imagine. We went to the graveyard after the whole proceedings. I go to the graveyard. I'm not crying. As the proceedings are going up, the whole whatever is proceeding, right? I turn back, move far away from the people. Kanti, one of my friends notices, and then he alerts the other friend, go check on that guy. That nigga is not cool. I go and then he comes, he stands there, and then I look at him like, okay, why are you here? He's like, no, I'm just here. I'm like, sure. My uncle comes, my other uncle, Christopher. And they were both Christophers, by the way, right? So we were tight. These two, they loved me to bit, right? And they were close friends. He comes, he hugged me from the back. That's when I let out. Something I never thought I would. I cried like, I don't know.
And that's okay, though.
And then I got to realize that we deal with grief differently.
That's true.
Some people can't explain what they feel. They can't even comprehend what they're feeling or put words into that. Or you don't even know. When you go through that state, you don't even know what you need to do.
Yeah, because I know with my grandmother, I even posted that, can people not call me? I don't want to take calls. I don't want to talk.
Yes.
I don't want to open my mouth. Leave me alone. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to explain anything. Don't ask me where anything is. None of that. I don't want to talk. Let's go phone with your condolences. I don't want to talk, please. Like, I just wanted my mouth to be shut that whole week. Like, for everything to just pass and like, so I can move on with my life, because I don't get what the hell this feeling is. It's and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming. You know? So
I
I was just like, and I remember my one friend called me and I kept saying to her on the phone, girl, I don't want to talk. But she kept going on. And I'm like, I'm serious. I don't want to talk. And she kept going on, trying to crack jokes to make me feel better because that's her personality. I'm like, girl, Can we hang up? I don't want to talk. If you have anything to say, text me, and if I feel like it, I'll respond. But don't call me.
Yeah, and then what you're saying is true because if I remember, I only went the Thursday to you, right? And then I was like, now I'm gonna give Mosa space.
Sure.
Right. The Thursday I was like, let me go chill. And then we sat down with a whole bunch of people that were there in support of the whole funeral arrangements, helping out at the house. And then I remember there was a time where you were like, Frank, you know I'm gonna explode. I'm gonna slap someone.
Yeah.
I'm like, Musa, what's going on now? What's up?
I'm
with
just
you?
really angry.
Don't be dramatic. What's up with you? It's like, no.
I don't know how not
People-
to be dramatic.
And then you're like, no, people expect me to grieve a certain way. And then
Yeah, everybody was just trying to tell me what to do. Like, why are you not crying? Leave me alone. It will come when it comes. Like,
yeah.
why are you telling me? I remember even Saturday in the church, this lady said to me, if you don't cry, Goma Bitling, I'm going to slap you so hard that you actually cry. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why are you forcing me to cry? Everybody's like, you're holding it in. I'm not holding anything in. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. Leave me alone. Like, I did explode at some point. I exploded a couple of weeks later while we were chilling with friends, having drinks. I definitely did explode. You know, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm at peace with it. Like, I know what's gonna happen. I know how my body reacts to certain things, and I can feel that it's gonna come again, and I'm okay with that. And this is why I was saying to you, I need space. You know, I want to be alone because my life is so crowded that I feel like the only way. I said it to you this morning. I feel like the only form of escape I can get right now is death because, whoa. And people don't get it, you know. They think you're trying to act funny when you just don't want to be around people. Like, so go my house is always packed.
Listen, House
You know,
of Zwede.
my friend said to me, unfortunately for you, girl, this is where we come to find peace. I'm like, but that means I don't have anywhere to go to find peace. You guys come to my house all the time to find peace. What about us?
Yeah.
What about
that's
me?
True. And then I remember telling you this same day that Musa, it's true. Like Olona, like it's always packed. There's always people. I think mostly because of the atmosphere that they get there.
Yeah, sure.
Your welcoming, you guys, like the way the aura that you project, people love, right? And I understand that now. Sometimes we as people don't understand that. Though you are like that, you still do need that piece. Because if I remember, you called me. Was it last week? Sometime last week. Was it the Friday?
I think it was Friday before I went for the course.
You video called me and then you were like, Frank, the Sunday, by the way. Or what? No, it was Friday.
It wasn't Sunday.
Yeah. When you video called me, you were like, Frank, listen here, you better bring your ass up here because if I have meat, I'm buying some meat and I want to give you some meat.
Sure.
I'm like, Musa, I'm going to come there. It's fine. I get there
And
and
we
there's
weren't,
like a whole
there
bunch
weren't
of
a lot of us. Like when I started buying the meat, there was literally 3 people. It was me, Gogo, and a neighbor. The 3 of us, and we decided to buy the meat. So we didn't even make a lot of meat because Rebararu. Who are we making a lot of meat for? The next thing you know, Waja. My nigga, I took that meat and I hid it. I wasn't playing that game. I was like, I'm not here to feed the nation. No.
Tomorrow when they're not there,
When they're not there, and then I'm hungry. What are they going to be doing? Yo.
Then they're busy chowing on their meat.
I hate it. And I remember, like, by the time I wanted to go sleep now, people don't want to leave. And I'm like, it's time to go. No, then go home.
Go eat. Yeah, that's true. But now, Musa, what's your take on this, right? We know that people grieve in their own way. But what's your take on this? Is there like a skeleton? Do you know a skeleton, right? Whereby like a scope that people are supposed to follow to ensure that whilst they don't know how to deal with this, it helps them deal with whatever that they're feeling. Like certain stages that they're supposed to be considering. What's your take on that?
I mean, we definitely read books on like how to grieve, and it's called what is it, the 7 stages of grief, and what you're going to feel and what you're going to go through and whatever. And it's probably right. That's probably what you feel. But maybe I'm going through the anger part right now in my life, you know. But I don't think it's something you can follow directly, like, because it was written, sure, by psychologists and, you know, research was done. But I don't think it's something that you can just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to read this because this is how I'm feeling and this feeling is going to go away or whatever. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah. Though sometimes I do agree, like we are different. So there's no one way or an exact order for us to follow these particular things. I think we all gonna, when we're going through the grief stages, we all in some way or another gonna experience certain stages of that, right?
Right.
But in no particular order. But I still feel that we tend to shy away from getting the help that we need for us to cope with whatever. Like, we are not Superman.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes we do need help.
I do think, though, we're a generation that's very open to therapy, like compared to what our parents and our parents, like previous generations. We're pretty open to seeking healing. Like, we want to heal. We want to not feel we don't want to feel bad, you know. We want to feel good. We want to wake up happy, you know. And we seek peace in multiple ways. For you, it could be traveling. For me, it could be reading. For somebody else, it could be something different, you know. So I think we're pretty open to it now than what we were before.
But you cannot, though I do agree to some extent that we are open because of now. You don't stigmatize going to therapy, right? Like before.
And we're also a generation of talkers.
Yeah.
We talk about our feelings a lot.
But sometimes it's sad to see how other people cope with the whole grievances or whatever.
So it is.
The grievance.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because of you find that other people like would resort to doing drugs. I know like a couple though of them. Like, I'm like, when I see them now, I'm like, bruh. So this journey that you went through, like, actually pushed you to this limit.
Right.
And then some, they just indulge in alcohol. They become like alcoholics. The nigga is forever and ever, amen, drunk. And then you're like, hey, but where does this guy get the money to maintain the habit of every day spoozing?
I feel like my healing, a lot of it will come from taking a break from drinking, actually.
You know, you mentioned.
Yeah.
By the way, she's drinking water and Coke.
Don't judge me.
Kabanga.
Yo,
I'm so judging her, by the way.
And it's also quite difficult because friends will giggle and say things like, "Oh, please, that's not gonna last," you know. And like, please, give up motivation. Maybe you get what I'm saying. Like, let's try that instead of constantly saying, "Oh, please, not you."
Why? And more often you will see that we think that it's coming from a good space, but we tend to be negative.
Exactly.
And
you don't realize, like, remember the one time on the one podcast when we spoke about people take in more of what you say that's negative than what you say that's positive.
Yeah.
And with that, maybe what if I'm feeling like that clearly means I cannot do it. It means I'm never going to be able to do it. It means, I think it should be a pretty easy thing, you know. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, you know. It's hard because when friends come over, they come over with drinks, you know. That's the thing.
This one with a bottle of Gordon's, this one with a bottle of wine and whatnot.
Exactly.
Gordon's, I'm not advertising you, by the way. You must pay up, Papa.
No, they must give me free. I'm a big fan.
No, that's why I mentioned Gordon's.
Hi, Gordy.
Yeah, it's true. Frank would come with his box of wine, and then Sintonton will come with the bottle. And then now
that's why I'm like, can everybody go chill somewhere else?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't have a problem with my friends having fun and drinking, but can they find somewhere else? Can they come here?
No.
Can they please come hang out here? Because
they are too hectic, those people.
I need a break. I need a break, honestly. And I know for them, it's more of they want to be there for us. You know, they want to be there all the time and find out how we're feeling and whatever. But I'm just like, I don't want this, please.
I don't need this now. And also, I believe that though we tend to focus more on alcohol when we're dealing with stuff, it's not just grief. We might be going through some stress or whatever, so we tend to run more to the alcohol, right? But now, what I realize that the alcohol only adds on to the problem. It doesn't really fix the problem.
Sure.
Because now tomorrow you'll be waking up with that headache, that babalas, but now you're still facing this particular issue that you're supposed to sit down, talk to yourself, and deal with it.
Figure out the plan.
But how do I move on from this, right? And then just me and my friend now, when we were on our way to take you, OJ, we were talking about this, and then he was like, "Guy, do you know? It's been long that I haven't went out. I just need to. I just feel like I need to book somewhere else. Just me, myself, and I, right? Without alcohol, without nothing, just go chill, even if it's a resort, and then have some me time." I was like, dude, but that's important. We are so busy in this life that we forget to have that me time.
Yeah.
And the me time is designed for you to talk to yourself, to figure yourself out. Do you know we tend to forget ourselves.
That's true.
Right? Like in terms of when you look in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself anymore. You're like, okay, but Ernest, what have I become? I don't recognize you.
Sure.
Because of we don't give ourselves that time to sit down and just like get away from everything. No noise,
for me,
no people coming over, no
my place
alcohol,
of refuge is either my girlfriend's house or I take a month away and I go to my dad's in Lesotho. And there I'm just chilled. Like I'm just chilling. Everybody goes to work the whole day. I'm just chilling. There's nobody annoying me. Nobody stressing me out. Nobody asking me multiple questions. I'm chilling by myself, you know? And I'll just be chilling there, minding my own business, and then cooking later so that when everybody comes home, it's like when I'm at my grandmother's house. But like, and then I come back and I'm so refreshed and I'm ready to face the world. And then like 3 weeks later from being back here, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to snap my
that
wrist.
shit. I'm back to that.
You know, like, yeah. It's a lot, but I also like to go to my girlfriend's house because they don't get a lot of visitors there. I like her house. It's a lot of fun there, you know. And her mom is not one of those fussy moms who's always in your face or whatever, you know. So we'll chill outside, like, and I like the picnic vibes. Like that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, please lead me to the picnic. So we'll have like maybe a picnic, a hangout, you know, maybe have our drinks or whatever, just chill, talk, you know, bond. And it's fun because my relationship is also my refuge. I can talk to my girlfriend about my feelings without feeling like without feeling guilty of locking your feelings away or being made to feel like I'm being selfish because I'm sharing how I feel, or being told to just be strong because, you know, you're the eldest, you must.
Yo, that's the thing. Just
you
be
know,
strong.
I posted this on Facebook as well. That I feel like after my grandmother passed away, I felt like I was in a child-headed household and I'm the head child because everybody expects you as the eldest to do everything. You must just be the steering. Forgetting that I'm dealing with grief. I just lost my grandmother. I basically lost my mom for a second time. You know? So I'm going through a lot. Can I have space?
And also, it's not fair for us as people to expect just because of someone is the firstborn, and then we expect them to be strong. So what are we saying? Are we saying that they're not human? Are we saying that they don't experience what the second-born or the last-born experiences?
Exactly.
Or what other people experience? So is there like maybe a manual whereby God says like, okay, you're the firstborn, so I'm detaching you from this and this and this and this. You can't feel those things.
I guess it's what mostly the African culture dictates, that as the eldest, you must be the strongest. You have to be, You know I have an aunt who, when she talks about my younger sisters, she'll ask me bana ba kae. Mind you, everybody's above the age of 25.
So you don't ban.
But I'm not bana. Nah, I'm
Mother,
not bana.
where's the bana?
Yes, bana ba kae. And I'm like, no, which kids? There's only one child here, and that's my nephew.
Oh yeah, man,
so
right?
stop
Yeah.
it. So stop this thing of asking me bana ba kae. It's annoying. And I remember once talking to two very significant people in my life, one of my two very best friends that I'm related to, about wanting to go to therapy after my mom passed away. And then they laughed. They laughed and said, "Oh, and Mosa, you're so dramatic." And I was just
And we tend to tell you that. I know I'm also the perpetrator. I like tell you a lot that you're dramatic when you say things.
I am dramatic and I like to exaggerate. Like it's in my personality.
Yeah. When are you exaggerating? Yeah, but
when I'm serious.
Then we can't differentiate.
You are able to tell when I'm talking about something that's serious. Sometimes you giggle because of my exaggeration, but you can tell, Jorge, this is serious, and she needs me to listen to her.
And I put on my serious face.
Gosh, you think?
Okay, but I do have a serious face though.
Okay, so
Can you just grant me that I do have a serious face, guys? I'm serious now.
Frank, you have a serious face.
Dankos.
Sure. So yeah, it's tiring. That's why my relationship was fun. It is fun for me because I can just talk to my girlfriend about everything. Like literally, I call her about every tiny thing.
I know.
Every tiny thing.
I saw.
Like I can call her, "Jorge, I moved chairs. I'm not sitting here anymore. I moved to the other chair."
I love the support that she gives you, and then I love the fact that you guys understand each other that much. That I've seen it a couple of times when she's not feeling herself. You be like, Frank, Dinelle is not feeling.
Yeah, she's not okay.
She's not okay,
Please
and I need to check on. Even when she's not, you check on her.
I do a lot.
You'll be checking on her, and then she does the same thing to you. And I'm like, I love the support that you guys give each other, right? And I believe sometimes we need that support.
I do feel like sometimes I forget a little bit because she's made me relax. She's like, that covering layer, that protective layer that's on top. She's like this over me all the time. So sometimes I forget to check up, like, hey, up there, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I do forget. I'm not gonna even deny that, but it's something I'm working on because I've realized it. But it's also because she likes to be strong. Like she's. Ooh, that's that gorilla.
King
so
Kong or
and I tell her all the time, but like, please, also you can also dump onto me whatever you're going through and whatever you're feeling. Don't let it build up and then come out like as a flame.
I kind of relate to her. People that tend to portray that strongness, they don't know how to open up.
Yes.
Right. I know. I'm speaking of experience because I know, but now I think I've learned how to open up a bit. Right. Because I had to realize that this is fucking me up, and I can't have that. So I'm losing myself. I can't be suffering this anxiety shit.
I think also it's that masculine energy.
So I had to learn, but you have to talk. But I understand that it's difficult for you to open up.
Sure.
So Dini portrays that the strongness.
She has a lot of masculine energy.
So I think maybe that's one of the reasons that makes it difficult for her to be able to be like, okay, I gotta open up. I gotta share my deepest, most feeling, because of now you don't want to come out as being weak. Or sometimes you feel, but it seems like I'm going to be a nuisance, man. Like,
no, but sometimes I'm like, girl, you're a girl. You're a girl. You can be soft also. We are two girls. Be soft. Be soft, my baby. Be soft. Be squishy. Be squishy. And she has a lot of masculine energy. You see, this podcast is not about my girlfriend though. But I just
it's
wanted
about
to
support
that.
structures.
Yeah.
So and she is a support structure for you.
A very big one.
Because I realized that that's why this podcast is about us sharing our journey through these particular topics, and then you went through this particular ordeal 2 times, right? And then now you're dealing with this, and then you feel that other people don't get it. Sometimes they need to give you space. Sometimes
I'm actually going through a phase of anger and a lot of I don't care right now.
Yeah.
I'm very angry and I don't care about a lot of things. Like my response is I don't care a lot. Like somebody will come and tell me something and I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't care. And when it comes out, it comes out as if it's rude. But I'm not being rude. I'm just being honest. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Nigga,
Can everybody just live their lives and leave me alone? Like that's how I'm feeling right now. You know, I'm so angry. Like I'm angry as fuck. Like don't fuck with me right now.
I've noticed.
You know,
I remember there was a time I was clicking you via WhatsApp and I'm like, Sasa. And then you're like, yes.
No, but it's yes.
She's no. I know how you chat. So I know your chat pattern. So when you said yes, I was like, she is not in the best of mood to this one. So I better tread carefully.
You said I was hungry. You said I was grumpy because I was hungry.
Yeah,
that's what
but
you
no.
said.
but still, I could depict something that you are not of the right space. And what I've learned from other people's griefs is that I'm supposed to allow people to be what they are.
Sure.
Right? Even on the funeral, remember there was a time you and we didn't spend much time.
No, not at all.
I went there, I took some videos, and then I chilled.
No, I was also a daddy's girl. Like my dad was there, so I was like sitting on his lap and stuff. Like,
No, I was,
daddy.
and understood because we met when I had to go take the food, and then we met and then we talked, and I was like, Sasa, I'm not gonna bother you, my friend.
And I was yelling at Fabian, leave me alone.
Yeah.
You're talking to me too much. I want to get busy. Everybody's calling my name. And I'm like, no, I burst out.
I told Fabian, stay away from Mosa.
I had a burst out. Like I yelled at like my aunts and everyone. They were calling me and I said, I don't want to hear anymore. Stop calling my name. Stop it. And I'm not going to do anything. And then I went to sit down with my dad and his sisters and my stepmom. And I was like, this is my safe space. Nobody must call my name. Like, no. I'm not doing this, you know. And my dad was like, hey, don't drink. And then my stepmom was like, girl, you must do what you need to do. Drink that savannah. If you need that savannah, you must drink it. I'm like, yes, girl, when I like you.
Fede.
You're my charming. Yeah, you know.
Buddies.
And she's also, like, I can talk to her about a lot of things, you know. She just recently opened up to my relationship because first it was just like, whoa, your father's gonna have a heart attack. Oh my God.
Did you guys tell Daddy, by the way?
Not yet. My stepmom is gonna help me with that because it's her husband. She knows how to deal with her man.
First and then
she even said, she was like, no, I'm just like a festive. I'm just like a festive when everybody's happy, kumnandi, namai insi, you know.
Then he can't be angry.
Nobody can be angry and festive. No ways. So she's opening up. She realized the seriousness of my relationship and the intention of my. She also realized a lot of the change that my relationship has brought into my life, and she's like, I like this you. Who are you? I like this girl. Anyway, so I just feel like we need to let people feel. We need to stop dimming people's feelings, like
or dictating.
Oh yeah, we need to stop saying, "Hi Frank, stop being like that." Instead, like, Frank, why are you being like that? What's going on? How about if I ask that instead of just telling you to stop it?
Like I don't know what it is with the society to dictate because of they have this particular concept of how people should be or how they should behave, how they should conduct themselves. And then now they want to take that particular concept and then just shove it and force it on someone else. To be like, okay, this is our concept. Now you're supposed to ride or die with this concept. Regardless of whether is your mechanics telling you something different.
Sure.
And it becomes unfair. And then it also adds on to the stress which eventually causes that person to, in that particular vulnerable state, to be depressed, right? And we don't want that.
I don't think it's fair for people to be upset when you say, I need space from you. I don't think it's fair for people to feel like, now I'm being entitled to your person. I'm being entitled, Jorge. What do you mean I must stay away? It means friendship over, whatever. Like, no.
We selfish human beings, right? We are selfish creatures. And I realize that we're so self-centered that we tend to only focus on what we feel and how we want things to go, that we forget that the other party exists also, and then they have their own being, they have their own whatever, right? So if Mosa is making me feel this kind of way because I'm so self-centered, everything is all about me, Mosa, I need to stop doing that. Regardless of what reason does Mosa have for her to want whatever to happen like this. And then I think we should stop and just contemplate, man. And then be like, let me understand where Sinan comes from. Why does that person want things to happen this particular way? Try to rationalize it, and then even if sometimes it doesn't make sense to me, I think I need to respect it enough for it makes sense to that person.
Sure.
And then I do things. Let me just do things to please that person on the own.
Erykah Badu said something similar to that at the end of the song "Your Window Seat." She says, "People are quick to shoot down what they don't know, right? So you don't know what I'm going through, so you're quick to say to me,
stop it.
You better stop that shit right now." And then that will now lead me to a completely different point. This is why people end up being junkies and alcoholics or killing themselves. I've been programmed to not be selfish for so long that even the thought of killing myself is too selfish for me. I think about other people. What about Sibaniban? What about... But I'm feeling like I need to go, but I can't go because... How is Frank going to feel?
It's not the first time you mentioned it.
Hey, how is Frank going to feel if I... if I do that to myself? What about Frank's feelings? What about my dad? Who's going to take care of my sisters? Who's going to do this? What about my nephew? What about my girlfriend? I get selfish about that.
In conclusion, Sasa, I had a very great chat with you after
really
a long
nice.
time. And I believe what we've said now we need not spoil. There's a complete 7-day perfect truth.
Listen.
So God needs to take his rest to observe his perfection.
Right. High five to that one. I like that.
You understand? So in conclusion, we need to understand that dealing with grief, we deal with grief differently, and it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to show that you're not okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to show that you're okay. Don't let anybody tell you how to
Please.
act or how to be.
Please.
And then understand that if you have a support structure, that's good. Don't stigmatize going to therapy.
Sure.
You're not being weak.
Sure.
Don't stigmatize crying. Mjida, Leila boy. Leila, as do you understand what I'm saying? It will help with dealing with the grief. But if you don't want to cry, also it's fine. Don't let me come and tell you that you're supposed to be crying
Live your
now.
best life. Self-care, self-love.
Self-care, self-love, it's important. And take time, my niggas. Have that me time. Be in tune with yourself again. It's important. It will help you. Listen, the more you understand yourself, or the more you reconnect with yourself, the better you'll be in a state to continue this life thing. Because of this life thing is not make sure.
It's not easy.
It is not make sure.
It's not nice here.
Damn it!
Kunzima.